And the reason that I love politics so much is because I'm not good at anything else. Anything else. I am worse at math than Elections Canada. Because I was taught my entire life that 51% or more is a majority. Not in Canada. In Canada, 37% is a majority, folks. But I frustrate people sometimes, and that's not what I mean to do, but it's just I put so much time and effort into learning about humans and their political habits, and people get frustrated with my opinions. When it comes to politics, I'm a very opinionated person. And people go, kid, you just think you're always right, don't you? And the fact of the matter is, I don't think I'm always right. As a matter of fact, I guarantee I'm never right. But I am always left and correct. But I was an assistant in a politics class in my high school. And I forget this joke. Oh, I was an assistant in a politics class in my high school. I was an assistant teacher. I'm 16, so they wouldn't let me take the full job, and that makes me sad. But one kid raises his hand and he says, Alex, I've got a question. He asked a very good question. He said, what is the fundamental difference between fascism and democracy? And I said, that's a fabulous question. It's a question we need to ask ourselves all the time to make sure that you know what never happens again. The difference between fascism and democracy is, in fascism, a single ruling group dictates the entire ethics and morals of an entire society, and everybody else bows to their whim. And in democracy, you get to choose who it is. I do a lot because I think about the other nations of the world a lot, because that's what I've got to do if I want to be Prime Minister. And I'm thinking, what do the North Koreans think of us? Because you've got this closed-off, awful police state in North Korea. And I'm thinking, what do they think of us? How do their conversations go? I bet you there are little North Korean boys who are at work talking to each other, and they go, hey man, what do you think life's like over in the West? And the other one goes, I don't know. And the other one goes, listen, I hear that they have this robotic, awful, crappy music that they play on televisions to melt the mind and brainwash the people. The other North Korean kid goes, that's awful. They brainwash their people over in the West. I can't believe that. And the other one goes, yeah, their education system is even worse. Instead of trying to get people to think for themselves, it's focused on memorization instead of imagination. And he goes, wow, I can't believe that. And they continue making our shoes. Social commentary, ladies and gentlemen. But going back to math and how bad I am at math, I truly do think that the type of mathematics you learn in schools nowadays are utterly useless. And I know you probably used to say that when you were in school, but things are really different now. Now it really is useless. And I've got my math teacher coming up to me and he says, why don't you try harder? And I said, because I'm never going to need to use this stuff. I'll just have a calculator with me. And he says, you're not going to have a calculator with you everywhere you go. And I take out my cell phone and I say, this, sir, is what 2012 looks like. Yes, I am. And then he says, okay, well, if you get stranded on a desert island, you're not going to have a calculator with you. And I said, if I get stranded on a desert island, the last thing that's going to be going through my mind is trigonometry.